Akatsuki Ousawa, who was born on Earth, returns home after defeating the demon king Gallius in the world of Alayzard, bringing home a girl named Myo with him. Gallius had entrusted his daughter, Myo, to Akatsuki as his final wish. A cloaked Akatsuki flees from a group of maids sent by Risti and Valkyria to stop the hero from returning to Earth. Akatsuki is able to stop most of the maids by being able to slip their undergarments off of them and whispering in their ear. Deep in the forest, he meets Valkyria and the majority of her maid crew once again before defeating them in battle. Morning comes, and Risti El de Sherfeed, Princess of Sherfeed, waits for Akatsuki to arrive, and she asks him about his fight with Valkyria, but he ignores her and passes by her. He knows that she ordered Valkyria and her army of maids to stop him from returning to Earth. Suddenly, when Akatsuki notices Risti crying, he kisses her, which makes her slap him. Angrily, she yells at him and tells him not to come back to Alayzard or her, ever. She then walks away, ignoring his last words that he will come back to her. After he returns to Earth, he goes back to his house. He then opens a bag to reveal the naked Myo that he brought from Alayzard. Myo was unaware of her predicament, and he tells her that from now on, she will be known as Myo Ousawa, posing as his sister, and she will treat him like her brother. The following day, Myo wears some school clothes, because Akatsuki tells her that they are going to attend JPN Babel, a school for magic users that came back from other worlds. Afterwards, Myo is called for an examination and a blood test, which makes her worry that the results might reveal that she is not from Earth and she might get expelled. Even after Akatsuki tells her not to worry about it. Later, Myo is relieved that the results came just fine, just as Akatsuki told her, though she is still not used to calling him her brother. Meanwhile, a meeting is taking place in Babel's student council when there is a commotion about Akatsuki being the true hero who will become the supreme king in the future. Considering how dangerous he can be. Elsewhere, one of the instructors gives Akatsuki and Myo a tour of the school and instructs them to test their strength in the training room in order to qualify for Babel school. But only if they pass. Myo chooses a sword as a weapon. Akatsuki, on the other hand, don't choose any weapon, relying on pure strength and skill. She uses her water elemental magic to set a fake barrier to knock him down. She passes the test, thanks to an extra power Akatsuki gives her. When Akatsuki is about to begin his test, another person arrives to take the instructor's place. It's Kyuya Hikami, the student council president of Babel School. Kyuya then has Akatsuki test his strength by attempting to break his ice pillar and shatter it to pieces. Akatsuki accepts the challenge and punches Kyuya's ice pillar. Although he only makes a dent, his attack doesn't shatter it. However, Kyuya let Akatsuki pass his test anyway since he figures that one day they will fight each other, and he officially welcomes him and Myo to the school. After they walk home, Kyuya notices that his ice pillar is shattered to pieces after all. Later that night, in Akatsuki's house, both Akatsuki and Myo enjoys the feast he made for passing their entrance exams. A flashback is then shown of when Gallius the Demon King entrusted Akatsuki to take care of Myo and protect her with his life, no matter what happens. Akatsuki is sleeping and Myo, who is still remembering how he was entrusted to take care of her, feels a lot of pain and starts to cry. While Myo watches Akatsuki sleeping, she attempts to kill him with her dark flame, but she hesitates, and instead decides to watch over him for now. Then, Akatsuki grabs her and starts to grope her, which makes her feel uncomfortable, and eventually hit him with his alarm clock. The next day, on their first day at Babel High School, Akatsuki and Myo are stared at by other students, which Akatsuki notes feels natural, since students always stare at transfer students. He also states how it is natural for him that any transfer student can sit in any seat they want. After they enters Class B, Akatsuki and Myo meets their new classmate, Chikage Izumi. Izumi has heard about Myo using her unusual magic during her entrance exam, and then she gives Akatsuki a little warning about him sitting in the seat of a problem student. A guy barges into the class. It's Kinya Onizuka, the problem student that Izumi warned about, and he is about to hit Akatsuki for sitting in his seat. However, Akatsuki hits Onizuka out of the class and is about to crush his skull until Myo stops him and Akatsuki spares him. The Fukian arrive to see what happened and scolds Akatsuki, so he comes along with them to the student council room. While Akatsuki is waiting for the main members to arrive, he notices a reserved seat for Kyuya, which he sits on. Later, the three members of the student council, Haruka Nanes, Minami Ehara, and Ryohei Uesaki, arrive and are shocked to see Akatsuki sitting in Kyuya's seat. Kyuya soon arrives, and Akatsuki jumps out of the seat and is about to attack him. He dodges the attacks from the three members who try to defend Kyuya, only for them to stop him after a while. Akatsuki thought Kyuya is the one who asked him for a grudge match, but it was Haruka who called him to warn him that student council put a black mark on him for disturbance in class, and that she and the other members will destroy him by any means necessary if he causes more trouble. When Akatsuki is going to head back in, a short girl appears behind him, telling him not to go back in. She introduces herself as Kazuha Dumoto, the class representative of Class B. Kazuha tells Akatsuki what the student council members are all about, and after reaching the first floor, Haruka appears falling from the top and lands safely with her wind elemental magic. Haruka notices that Akatsuki stole her panties, forcing her to unleash her push knives to destroy him, only for him to dodge and steal her bra, causing her to cover herself when she gets embarrassed and is thus defeated. Later, in the closet of the training room, Akatsuki, Myo, and Kazuha witness two girls making out, and one of the girls turns out to be none other than Izumi. She was having a good time making out with that girl, while Kazuha disliked what Izumi was doing, and the girl runs away in embarrassment. Suddenly, the door closes, and Akatsuki and the girls are locked inside. Kazuha tells Akatsuki that once the class ends, another class representative will unlock the door, leaving them all no choice but to wait. Then, Kazuha blames Izumi, causing both of them to argue. While waiting for someone, when she sees her holding in, Izumi teases Kazuha to make a toilet with her earth magic, because Kazuha felt like she was going to urinate. But Izumi quickly apologizes to her for teasing. When Akatsuki hears Kazuha crying, he thinks of a way to make her feel better, and Myo and Izumi volunteer to help. He uses his Rinkenki Aikiku on their bladders, making them both hold it in with Kazuha in order to fade away the embarrassment. Akatsuki bits Kazuha's ear, and with that, Kazuha, Izumi, and Myo all urinate together. The girls knock him unconscious, and when Haruka opens the door, they all get out of the closet, leaving him behind. While they are taking the showers, the girls realize that Akatsuki is the one to blame all along. And so, Kazuha and Izumi put aside their differences and become friends along with Myo. The episode ends with Haruka asking and scolding Akatsuki about what he did to the girls while he smiles. Myo is still mad at Akatsuki for making her urinate with her friends back in the closet of the gymnasium. Later, in Babel High School, during lunchtime, Onizuka bullies a black-haired student named Tanaka to make him go away, so that Onizuka can cut in front of the line. Until Akatsuki bullies Onizuka back to make him go away, and Akatsuki helps Tanaka by calling him to go back in front. Onizuka is furious and vows to have his revenge on Akatsuki. Then, while Izumi is enjoying her lunch with Myo and her other classmate, Kazuha is called by Haruka in the student council room. Izumi talks to Myo about Akatsuki being watched by the student council, and she wants her not to panic about it, but she wants her to remember herself and him. Back in Class B, Kazuha returns, and she has no intention of telling neither Izumi nor Myo about what happened earlier today. Kazuha is about to scold Izumi for bringing a cute little doll that looks like Izumi herself to school, but Myo admits that she was the one who made that doll for her. And she made one for Kazuha as well, and wants to give it to her, but Kazuha rejects the gift. Akatsuki then thinks about what he is going to do to help Kazuha.